Thank you. Wow. I'm so deeply touched and honored to be here, to be together with all of these powerhouse women that are being honored today, and to be sharing this special moment with all of you. And thank you, Meredith, JWI, for this honor and for inviting me to speak to you all today. And special off the text, shout out to my husband, Joel, who makes every moment possible. And to my team, I see the dream team, thank you. And to my Philly friends for showing up, and for my I Believe Israeli Women sisters, founding sisters, for being with me from day one and onward. So I'm going to start right in with my pearl, which is imagine the possibilities. Growing up in the suburbs of Detroit, I was very aware that my family was different from my friends' families. My parents were both immigrants, both Holocaust survivors. I had no grandparents, and we were clearly doing our best to assimilate and appear on the outside, not to be any different from our American suburban neighbors. Yet inside our home, there was palpable sadness and grief, but there was also a lot of love, meaningful celebration and sharing of Jewish traditions, and surprisingly, a tremendous amount of hope. And as I grew up, always with their support and encouragement to learn something, be something, do something, I began to see and understand the wonder and the inspiration that is my parents. My father was born in Poland and survived many concentration camps as a teenager. He lost his entire family except for one brother, who he miraculously reunited with in Auschwitz. My mother, born in Czechoslovakia and hidden as a very small child during the war, was orphaned and then taken in and raised by her extended family. Both of my parents experienced unfathomable loss and deep trauma and witnessed the worst of humanity. But somehow, they each managed to summon the courage and hope to begin a new life in a foreign country, establish and grow a family, to meet life, to live life, to love life. Somehow, they were able to imagine the possibilities. My father would often tell me that in 1945, after he was liberated from a labor camp in Germany, he did not believe that any Jewish woman could have survived. He feared he would never be able to have a Jewish family, and that he certainly never imagined that there would be a homeland for the Jewish people. But in 2015, he was invited, along with his children and grandchildren, to return to Auschwitz and speak to officers of the Israel Defense Forces in a demonstration of and in honor of true resilience and hope. Imagine the possibility. My father also, whenever asked how he survived his many days in Auschwitz, would always respond in the same way, with one word: maybe. Maybe I can survive today, and maybe I will be free tomorrow. My parents' unwavering spirit and resilience has fueled me in all moments of my life, especially these most challenging moments. And over the last 12 years, this has been the wind beneath our wings for our Seed the Dream Foundation. With our foundation's focus on impact and hope, we are constantly imagining and encouraging the possibilities. What began as a dream for a brighter future through education led to our mission to offer underserved youth the access to quality education across Philadelphia and in Israel. What began with a vision for Holocaust education to include lessons on contemporary anti-Semitism led to our drive to fight anti-Semitism in all its manifestations on campus and in the community. And what began with a desire to ensure that no Holocaust survivor would go hungry again in their lifetime led to our national initiatives, Kavod Chef, Survivors of the Holocaust Emergency Fund in the United States, and Survivors of the Holocaust Emergency Fund, Chef Israel, in Israel, that addresses the basic emergency needs of Holocaust survivors living in poverty. And now, in our post-October 7th world, I call on every day that same resilience that my parents demonstrated and instilled in me to stand up, to speak up, to act. The horrific events of October 7th, the brutality, the sexual violence, and the ongoing 400-plus days that have followed have evoked feelings of insurmountable darkness and trauma. Yet, we somehow found strength. When we launched the global I Believe Israeli Women movement in deep partnership with JWI, what felt like impossible darkness began to glimmer with possible light. Imagine the possibility. If we could all fight against the denial, fight against the silence, and stand together, the strength of the connection with remarkable people from the United States to Israel, standing together, bearing witness together, listening together, and calling for action together, lit up a new path forward, and we will not stop. We have joined with thousands across the globe to ensure that the tragedies of October 7th are not forgotten, are not erased, that freeing the hostages remains a priority, and that the truth will not ever be erased. We need to remind ourselves to imagine the possibilities, and we also need to work, to act, in order to achieve those possibilities. So my pearl is to remind each of you in this room that in these darkest of times, we need to seek ways to find light, resilience, and hope. We need to always imagine the possibilities and to do what you can to make those possibilities a reality. And to remember my father's word, maybe, maybe. Aviva, maybe. Thank you.